What if Sergey, the Krusher, Kovalev, you hear my dog snoring in the background? You see what I mean? You would have to watch my previous videos to understand. Wake up! I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live, and I cover every single major fight live. Bernard Hopkins, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins, formally, he calls himself the Alien. In this video, we are going to talk about something, actually a few things, that the mainstream media cannot talk about. That's why I'm successful. That's why I'm TstreeT Controversy. And this show is called TstreeT Controversy Live, because I do my videos unedited and uncut. This is the first fight that I am covering, providing full, extensive, exclusive, effective, efficient coverage. The first media press conference, roundtable discussion, whatever you want to call it, TstreeT found out about it 3 hours prior, 4 hours prior exactly. TstreeT was there. The official media call for Hopkins versus Kovalev, TstreeT was there. The press conference for Hopkins versus Kovalev, oh, excuse me, I gotta relax. This is my show, and we're gonna talk. And before I take a sip of my H2O, I want to say right now it is exactly 12:51 Eastern Standard Time. I waited, and I'm so tired. I was like, I'm gonna wait until 24 hours prior to when the event will most likely be over. So, for example, on HBO, November 8th, 2014, Bernard Hopkins is going to be taking on Sergey Kovalev on HBO at 10:45 Eastern Standard Time p.m. Right now, it's 12:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I said I was going to do a video exactly at the 2-hour mark after the fight is supposed to, basically 24 hours before the fight, okay? So 24 hours from now, maybe less, there's going to be a new WBO, IBF, and WBA Super World 175-pound champion. That means there will be only one more belt to claim to be the undisputed champion. Despite the IBO title, which Bernard Hopkins holds, it's not on the line, but despite that, if you have the WBC, the WBA Super World, the WBO, and the IBF, you are considered the undisputed, the fighter that has all the major belts. Bernard Hopkins is trying to do it twice. Bernard Hopkins is trying to do it twice. Trying to do it twice at the age of, rounded off, 50. January 15th, 2015. Maybe I messed up the date. Yo, come here, Judy. Come here, man, come here. You gotta give me a minute because he's gonna keep snoring. Listen, come here. People be like, why are you so mean to your dog? Yeah, come here, buddy. Come on. Come on, man, come here. See, he cool. We cool. We homies. So listen, he woke now, so I don't have to worry about him. So don't move. Can you back up? Bernard Hopkins is 50 years old. I forgot what I was talking about, but see, that's why when I do my videos live, unedited and uncut, shit like that is bound to happen. I'm sorry, it's out of my control. I get some dumb people on here, they be like, oh, you're a professional, and you, Listen, it's deeper than that, Giving me lip. They're saying that Bernard Hopkins is going to die. Bernard Hopkins, Golden War Promotions, Eric Gomez, Oscar De La Hoya, HBO's Peter Nelson, they can't talk about it. Stephen A. Smith can't talk about it. Charles Barkley can't talk about it. He may talk about it. He could, but they can't talk about it. Sergey Kovalev has a body. What that means is, in American slang terms, he's killed someone. Intentionally? No. But when it comes to the sweet science, there's also the ugly part of the sport where you take too many shots, you can really, really get hurt. You die. We hear Floyd Mayweather say, health comes first. I want to be able to talk to my kids. I want to be able to, I completely understand all that. But when you have a 49, listen to me, 49-year-old champion going up against a guy who is 25-0-1 with 23 KOs. The only reason why he doesn't have 25 KOs is because maybe the fights only went to 8 rounds. Now, how did he get that draw with Darnell Boone? Why? Because Darnell Boone took him to what? 8 rounds. Bernard Hopkins has got to be able to survive the early onslaught. Why? Is because Sergey Kovalev, 174.5. Bernard Hopkins, 173.5. November the 7th, 2014, I covered the weigh-in live. And as usual, I do a video that's the weigh-in results. And this video is a little late. Why? Is because I covered the weigh-in live. I guess people thought I just was going to stay into this circle forever. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. So every other month, I'm going to cover a fight. Simple as that. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but then again, I am. I like to work efficiently. I like to make sure I get the most out of the least. You'll see me at the press conferences. You'll see me at media days. I'm going to be quiet as a kitchen mouse. Example. If you're going to be at the fight, the post-fight press conference tomorrow, I'm going to be there. I'm putting in a shift. I'm there to work. I'm highly approachable. I can compensate. I may even buy you a drink. I won't drink because that's what the haters will expect of me. And we can have a good time. But as far as I say I'm going to be there at about 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. on, I'm going to be working. When they say, but like Bernard Hopkins, he calls himself an alien. The reason why he calls himself an alien is because he overachieves for his age. Let's be honest. Me, however, I'm at a level where people never thought I would get this far. They don't want me to get that far. People don't want to believe that I'm that smart, that I really have a plan. Because when the skeletons are on the ground, when you're walking, you have no choice but to walk over them. But no matter what, if it's nighttime, the moon is still above. That's the shit Bernard Hopkins be talking about in the press conferences. You be lost. So I'm sitting there, right? Now these are the first press conferences I ever covered in my life. So I'm sitting there, I got my little mount pole, I'm holding my camera, and I'm sitting there listening, and I'm like, I'm understanding at the moment. I'm like, that's knowledge. That's some real shit. He's spitting that knowledge. But then when I leave, or I start walking away and I'm leaving, or I'm on the way home and I'm thinking like, and I'm listening to it, like when I'm editing the footage, I'm thinking like to myself, like, what the fuck was he talking about? But he tells us he's an alien. We're just humans. But realistically, he can really sell a fight. But at the same time, don't try to act like you know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You've seen the videos. Go to the playlist. It says Hopkins versus Kovalev full coverage. Go to the playlist I have on my channel, and you don't know what's going on. Sergey Kovalev is very dangerous. Bernard Hopkins is 49 years old. That's the selling point of the fight. You got this fighter going against this young, quote unquote, young hungry lion, and Bernard Hopkins is damn near 50. I'm looking at him at the weigh-in. I'm in the third row. Now, I'm not a type of dude, I don't want to be all in people's face and all kind of stuff like that. And let me get this out of the way, like simple as that. I don't plan on being a boxing reporter. I'm a boxing reporter because that's the level that I'm at to get to the next level. So what I want to do is, as far as post-fight videos, or let me say it this way, basically putting like videos that I do by myself, I'm pretty much dominant on this level. So when it comes to, like, as I said, when it comes to press conferences, I'm not going to say interviews. That's why I'm stalling, because I'm not want to say interviews. But when it comes to press conferences, post-fight press conferences, and like media workouts and things like that, I want to be number one. When it comes to interviews, I want to show people that I can get good interviews, but I'm not the type of, I can't do it. I'm not chasing around. No, I'm not chasing around. I don't care how much money you got. I can't do it. So I look at it like this. I'm a humble dude, but if I ask you for an interview, that means I'm really trying to make sure it's mutually beneficial, but more so for you. I look at myself, and it's crazy because it's a crazy analogy, but I look at myself as being the Al Heyman of interviews. Or the Al Heyman, no, excuse me, let me scratch that. The Al Heyman of boxing on YouTube. I want to work in the shadows, but at the same time, get shit done and get shit popping. When it comes to YouTube, everything is built around numbers. Numbers. If the numbers ain't right, if your analytics ain't right, you ain't doing something right. So, what I'm saying is this. Don't consider me a threat. Consider me an ally. I want to help boxing. This is, on this level, a practice level of being a promoter. I'm promoting other people's fights. Golden Boy, Matchroom, Top Rank, K2, main events, and this goes on and on and on. Sarlin, and this goes on and on. So I'm learning that, okay, let me expose these fighters. And don't get me wrong, listen, not to say no names, but when I be in some of them press conferences, like, I guess you already know what I'm talking about. I don't be in that many, listen, I be bored to tears. I be like, yo, like, is this promoting? Is this selling the fight? Like, even when I do these videos, it's so much studying behind these videos. So, I'm not going to be coming up here reading off no cards or no bullshit like that. I just want, if Bernard Hopkins gets knocked out, I said I was going to cry. Listen, I'm 6'2", 228 pounds. I said I was going to cry, and I most likely will, because for some reason in my gut, I feel like the first fight I go to and cover as a member of the media, he going to get his old ass knocked out. But remember, I'm just a regular person like you, so I'm thinking like, man, I hope I don't jinx him. And I don't know how I would feel if he got knocked out. Like, because first I'll be looking and thinking like, okay, all right. I'm a critical thinker, so I'll be sitting there, you know, and whatever round it is, I'll be looking, but I'll think to myself, okay, all right, TstreeT, Terrell, you're an insomniac. TstreeT, Terrell, it's Saturday night in Atlantic City, Eastern Standard Time, sometime between 11:45 and 12:45 a.m. Right now it's 1:06 Eastern Standard Time, a.m. I'm going to think, well, you've only slept about 20 hours in the last 8 days. Maybe you're hallucinating. Maybe you didn't really just see that old man get knocked out. Maybe you didn't just see that old man struggling to get off the ground. To get off the canvas. It's sad. It's sad. If you really think about it, have you ever really thought about what if Bernard, the alien, formula executioner, gets knocked out? And like you see like that look in his eyes. You know how like boxers have that look, like when you know like, oh, they out on their feet. Like that, like they had that Amir Khan. Like they have that Amir Khan like look, and you know, you're just like, oh shit, they in another dimension. Imagine seeing that old man. And just like Naseem Richardson said, and for some reason I've been thinking like, you know, they be like, well, hey, brother Naseem Richardson. I'd be like, really? I mean, you know, I understand the kindness of the gesture, but at the same time, that's not your brother. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But what I'm saying is this, it's like, yo, like me, I haven't interviewed him yet. I've been in scenarios with him, but I'm filling him out. Now, he don't know that I know people that's in his close circle. But at the same time, I'm not the type of guy who's going to be going up like, yo, brother. I'm going to ask him like, you know, I don't want to be around a whole bunch. I'm going to ask him like, so what do you prefer to be called? That's what I'm going to ask him. I'm not going to like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I don't see, you know, like calling somebody brother and all that. It's like, because you heard it from somewhere else, you know? So, what I'm saying is this, like he said, meaning Richardson, Mr. Richardson, because I'm respectful. He said, I don't want media to defang or declaw Kovalev on November the 9th, 2014. Why did he say that? It's because he doesn't want any excuses. So therefore, you cannot give excuses for Bhop as well. And you can't be biased. You have to say, and when it comes to the hat, shout out to El Diablito apparel. It's not no fucking devil. It's not no gangster disciples. Listen. I just cover boxing, man. I just like, well, y'all think too deeply sometimes when it comes to me. You know, I mean, I guess you're doing big things when people say like, oh yeah, you an Illuminati. Like I'm reading comments and like, I'm just crazy. I read comments, people think I'm Illuminati now. Like, what is going on? It's crazy. But I guess that made you big time. But just like Kathy Duva of Main Events, the promoter of Sergey Kovalev is her prized possession. And Naseem Richardson, they want to make sure there's no excuses on both sides. Bernard Hopkins, check out the video on my page at the final press conference. He said he don't want there to be an excuse for Kovalev when it comes to a decision. He didn't say it in those exact words, but what I'm saying is he basically said, and this is what it like. Joe Kazaki came over here and got a split decision victory over Bernard Hopkins. So Hopkins' alien is basically saying, you know, he don't want no excuses. Just like Dover and the same Richardson is saying, like, don't take nothing away from Kovalev and say, oh, Hopkins was old. I'm not going to say that. But going on to how can I put it? Well, the biggest part of the video is that Hopkins is calling out Golovkin. Now, maybe he's old. He's getting senile. Yes. But he's calling out Golovkin. Now, I'm assuming a catch weight of 170. But listen to what I'm saying. He's calling out Golovkin. He's calling out Golovkin. That's a video within its own, and I'm going to do it. But he's calling out Golovkin. He's calling out Gennady Gennadievich Golovkin. You serious? You serious? You know, Max, I got 3 belts. TstreeT Controversy, Real Combat Media, TstreeT Controversy Live. I need to get some sleep, but I'm going to do it right now. Honestly, like seriously, I'm going to go to sleep. Seriously. So, this is only going to matter to people who follow me on Facebook. Seriously, I'm going to go to sleep. TstreeT Controversy Live.